Let's bring in CNN's Nada Bashir. She joins us live from London. Nada, obviously a lot to pack here. The reason this is so noteworthy, of course, is because we thought Prigozhin was in exile in Belarus. He has not been seen from or heard from since the armed rebellion on June 23rd. What are you learning? What are you hearing?
You're absolutely right, Rahel. There have been questions around his whereabouts. He hasn't been seen since that failed insurrection just under 2 weeks ago. It was believed that he had moved to Belarus as part of a deal struck with the Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko. But of course, as we have just learned in the last hour or so, according to Lukashenko, who is speaking at a press conference in Minsk, Yevgeny Prigozhin is not, in fact, in Belarus, but is said to be in St. Petersburg in Russia. Now, this comes as Russian state media has released video footage purportedly from Yevgeny Prigozhin's St. Petersburg residence showing a police raid in which stashes of gold, passports, cash, as well as weapons were found at this residence. The presenters heard in this video describing this as scandalous. But as you noted there, it is important to remember that experts and human rights advocates alike will often point to the fact that the Kremlin has a long history, a pattern of fabricating criminal cases against challengers of the Kremlin. Now, of course, Yevgeny Prigozhin has now for some time been a vocal critic of the Kremlin's approach when it comes to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We have seen time and time again Prigozhin releasing video footage purportedly of himself at the front line, sometimes graphic videos showing what he describes to be the bodies of Russian-backed fighters, criticizing the Kremlin and President Putin for failing to adequately support and equip Russian-backed fighters on the ground. Now, in the past, this has secured those fighters with further weapon shipments. But that insurrection, that failed rebellion last month, according to President Putin, put the Wagner chief and his fighters, in his words, on the path of treason. And at the time, there was a deal. The charges, according to the Kremlin, would be dropped if these fighters, if Prigozhin would join the Russian Defense Ministry and other law enforcement wings, if they return home, or crucially, if they move to Belarus as part of that deal. But now, of course, we are learning from Lukashenko that not only is Prigozhin said to be in St. Petersburg, not in Belarus, but he has also told CNN during that press conference that Wagner fighters are believed to still be stationed at their regular camps. Of course, if Prigozhin is in fact in Belarus, in St. Petersburg, as Lukashenko has now said in this press conference, it remains to be seen what sort of repercussions he will face at the hands of the Kremlin, not only for his vocal criticism, but of course this video which has been released of the police raid at his residence.